1. Saltwater crocodile, the crushing king. Saltwater crocodiles are popular because they are the undisputed animal with the strongest bite ever measured. You hear saltwater crocodile, and instinctively, your body tenses. These giants can reach 20 feet in length and weigh over 2,000 pounds. Their bite force exceeds 3,700 pounds per square inch. Stronger than steel clamps, stronger than any living land animal. You imagine standing at the edge of a murky river at dusk. The water looks calm, but beneath the surface, pressure waits. This animal, with the strongest bite, doesn't chew. It clamps down and holds. Bones fracture instantly. There is no struggle, only physics. Saltwater crocodiles are ambush predators. They wait motionless for hours. They feel vibrations through water. Then they explode upward with terrifying speed. They remind you that the strongest weapons are often invisible until it's too late. 2. Nile crocodile, the river reaper. Nile crocodiles are popular because they are the most dangerous animal with the strongest bite to humans in Africa. Their reputation is earned, not exaggerated. These crocodiles grow up to 16 feet long and weigh 1,500 pounds. Their bite force rivals their saltwater cousins, capable of crushing skulls and ripping limbs apart. You imagine a river crossing at night. Water laps quietly against your legs. Something moves beneath. This animal with the strongest bite hunts humans, antelope, zebras, anything that drinks or crosses water. Its jaws close with no warning. Once grabbed, escape is nearly impossible. Nile crocodiles remind you that rivers are not pathways, they are traps. 3. Great white shark, the bone splitter. Great white sharks are popular because they are the ocean's most feared animal with the strongest bite. You hear great white, and images of dark fins and sudden violence flood your mind. They grow over 20 feet long and weigh 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. Their bite force reaches 4,000 psi, powered by massive jaw muscles and rows of serrated teeth. You imagine swimming above a blue void. Light fades below you. Then something rises. This animal with the strongest bite attacks from beneath using surprise and momentum. It doesn't just bite, it removes chunks of flesh and bone in a single strike. Great whites remind you that the strongest bites don't need to be precise, only unstoppable. 4. Hippopotamus, the unexpected crusher. Hippos are popular because they don't look like an animal with the strongest bite. Until you see one yawn. They weigh 3,000 to 4,000 pounds. Their mouths open nearly 180 degrees. Their tusks can reach 20 inches long. You imagine a riverbank in daylight. A hippo stands still, calm, almost comical. Then it opens its mouth. This animal with the strongest bite can crush boats, vehicles, and bones effortlessly. Hippos kill more humans in Africa than lions or crocodiles combined. They remind you that danger doesn't always announce itself with teeth bared. Sometimes it smiles first. 5. Jaguar, the skull breaker. Jaguars are popular because they kill differently than any other big cat, making them an animal with the strongest bite relative to size. They weigh 120 to 250 pounds, smaller than lions or tigers. Yet their bite is disproportionately powerful. You imagine a rainforest at night. Everything breathes. Something moves through water silently. This animal with the strongest bite kills by biting directly through skulls, piercing bone, brain, and life in one motion. It hunts caimans, turtles, deer, and even anacondas. Jaguars remind you that technique can outperform raw size. 6. Hyena, the bone grinder. Hyenas are popular because they turn bones into food, an animal with the strongest bite built for destruction. Spotted hyenas weigh 90 to 190 pounds. Their jaws exert enormous force, crushing femurs like twigs. You imagine a savanna at night. A carcass lies abandoned. Then laughter echoes. This animal with the strongest bite consumes everything: bone, marrow, hooves. Nothing is wasted. Nothing survives their jaws. Hyenas remind you that strength isn't always elegant. Sometimes it's brutal efficiency. 7. Gorilla, the gentle giant with a warning. Gorillas are popular because they rarely use their bite. But when they do, they become an animal with the strongest bite among primates. They weigh 300 to 500 pounds with massive skulls and jaws powered by thick neck muscles. Their bite force exceeds 1,300 psi. You imagine a forest clearing. A silverback watches silently. You step too close. This animal, with the strongest bite, can crush bamboo, snap branches, and shatter bones. But it only bites as a last resort. Gorillas remind you that restraint is sometimes the most powerful trait. 8. Polar bear, the ice crusher. Polar bears are popular because they combine size, strength, and bite. An animal with the strongest bite built for the Arctic. They weigh 900 to 1,600 pounds. Their jaws are strong enough to crush seal skulls through thick ice. You imagine a frozen seascape. Wind howls. Something white moves across ice. This animal, with the strongest bite, hunts patiently, waiting hours at breathing holes. When prey appears, the bite is immediate and fatal. Polar bears remind you that survival in extreme environments demands extreme force. 9. Wolf, the endurance biter. Wolves are popular because they don't rely on one bite, but many, making them an animal with the strongest bite through teamwork. They weigh 70 to 145 pounds. Their bite force reaches 400 psi, enough to fracture bone. You imagine a snowy forest at night, howls echo, prey runs. This animal with the strongest bite attacks repeatedly, wearing prey down through exhaustion and bleeding. Wolves remind you that persistence multiplies power. 10. Komodo dragon, the venomous clamp. Komodo dragons are popular because their bite kills slowly, making them a terrifying animal with the strongest bite in reptiles after crocodiles. They grow up to 10 feet long and weigh 150 to 300 pounds. Their jaws are lined with serrated teeth and venom glands. You imagine a dry island landscape. A dragon lies still. Then it lunges. This animal, with the strongest bite, injects venom that prevents blood clotting, ensuring prey weakens over time. Komodo dragons remind you that strength doesn't always kill instantly. Sometimes it guarantees death later. 11. Alligator snapping turtle, the ancient clamp. Alligator snapping turtles are popular because they look prehistoric, an animal with the strongest bite hiding behind stillness. They weigh 150 to 250 pounds. Their bite force exceeds 1,000 psi. You imagine murky water. A log sits unmoving, then it bites. This animal, with the strongest bite, can sever fingers and crush bone effortlessly. They remind you that time sharpens weapons. 12. Grizzly bear, the crushing omnivore. Grizzly bears are popular because they combine claws and bite. An animal with the strongest bite capable of ending any confrontation. They weigh 400 to 800 pounds. Their jaws can crush skulls and spine. You imagine a forest trail. Branches snap. Something large approaches. This animal with the strongest bite is not a predator by choice, but when provoked, it is unstoppable. Grizzlies remind you that power doesn't need to hunt. It only needs to exist. 13. American alligator, the measured monster. American alligators are popular because they represent controlled power, an animal with the strongest bite that doesn't waste energy. They grow up to 14 feet long and weigh 500 to 1,000 pounds. Their bite force reaches 2,100 psi, strong enough to crush turtle shells like glass. You imagine a swamp at night. Cicadas scream. Water barely moves. This animal, with the strongest bite, waits with jaws open, regulating pressure with surgical precision. Unlike crocodiles, alligators can modulate their bite, applying just enough force to hold, then enough to destroy. They remind you that mastery is not about excess, it's about control. 14. Bull shark, the river invader. Bull sharks are popular because they break rules, an animal with the strongest bite that swims where sharks should not exist. They grow 11 feet long and weigh 500 pounds. Their bite force reaches 1,300 psi, delivered with blunt, crushing teeth. You imagine murky freshwater. Visibility drops to 0. Then something bumps your leg. This animal with the strongest bite hunts in rivers, estuaries, even lakes. It doesn't need clarity, only proximity. Bull sharks remind you that danger adapts faster than fear. 15. Orca, the intelligent crusher. Orcas are popular because they combine intelligence with overwhelming force, an animal with the strongest bite guided by strategy. They grow up to 32 feet long and weigh 6 tons. Their bite force is estimated at over 19,000 psi, though rarely measured directly. You imagine black water beneath ice. A seal swims above. The ice cracks. This animal, with the strongest bite, doesn't just bite, it plans. It creates waves. It flips prey. It teaches young how to kill. Orcas remind you that intelligence amplifies strength beyond measurement. 16. Anaconda, the pressure artist. Anacondas are popular because they don't rely on teeth alone, an animal with the strongest bite that finishes with coils. They grow over 20 feet long and weigh 200 to 550 pounds. Their bite secures prey. Their body ends it. You imagine a jungle river at night. Something slides beneath the surface. This animal with the strongest bite clamps down just long enough to anchor. Then pressure builds, each heartbeat tightening the coils. Anacondas remind you that sometimes the bite is only the beginning. 17. Tasmanian devil, the small bone breaker. Tasmanian devils are popular because their size lies, an animal with the strongest bite relative to body mass. They weigh 15 to 25 pounds, but their bite force exceeds 1,200 psi. That's stronger, pound for pound, than many big cats. You imagine darkness filled with shrieks, teeth flash, flesh tears. This animal with the strongest bite consumes bone, fur, organs, leaving nothing behind. Tasmanian devils remind you that power scales differently in nature. 18. Wolverine, the relentless jaw. Wolverines are popular because they punch above their weight, an animal with the strongest bite built for survival. They weigh 20 to 55 pounds, yet their jaws can crush frozen meat and bones. They steal kills from wolves and bears. You imagine a snowy forest. A carcass lies guarded by larger predators. The wolverine doesn't care. This animal, with the strongest bite, bites through ice-hard flesh and refuses to back down. Wolverines remind you that fearlessness multiplies strength. 19. Honey badger, the unkillable bite. Honey badgers are popular because they are reckless, an animal with the strongest bite fueled by rage. They weigh 20 to 35 pounds with thick skin and crushing jaws. They fight snakes, lions, and anything foolish enough to challenge them. You imagine tall grass moving violently, then screaming. This animal with the strongest bite clamps down and never lets go. Venom doesn't stop it. Pain doesn't slow it. Honey badgers remind you that aggression is a weapon. 20. Wolf spider, the venom clamp. Wolf spiders are popular because danger doesn't need size, an animal with the strongest bite among arthropods. They weigh almost nothing, but their fangs pierce skin and inject venom with speed. You imagine walking barefoot at night, a shadow moves. This animal with the strongest bite doesn't crush bone, it paralyzes. They remind you that strength is relative to scale. 21st. Trapjaw ant, the lightning strike. Trapjaw ants are popular because their bite defies physics, an animal with the strongest bite measured in speed. Their jaws snap shut at 140 miles per hour. The force launches them backward like bullets. You imagine something too small to notice, then pain. This animal, with the strongest bite, uses its jaws as weapons and escape mechanisms. Trapjaw ants remind you that power can be instantaneous. 22. Piranha, the group cutter. Piranhas are popular because they attack together, an animal with the strongest bite multiplied by numbers. Individually small, collectively unstoppable. You imagine murky water, ripples spread. This animal with the strongest bite removes flesh in seconds through coordinated biting. Piranhas remind you that repetition becomes destruction. 23. Dire wolf, the extinct crusher. Dire wolves are popular because they were giants, an extinct animal with the strongest bite of the Ice Age. They weighed 130 to 150 pounds, with thicker skulls and stronger jaws than modern wolves. You imagine frozen plains. Megafauna moves slowly. This animal, with the strongest bite, hunted mammoths and giant bison. Dire wolves remind you that even the strongest can vanish. 24. Megalodon, the ultimate bite. Megalodon is popular because it defines the ceiling, the greatest animal with the strongest bite ever to exist. It grew 60 feet long and weighed over 50 tons. Its bite force exceeded 40,000 psi. You imagine an ancient ocean. A whale swims peacefully, then darkness rises. This animal, with the strongest bite, could crush a car with its jaws alone. Megalodon reminds you that extinction doesn't erase power, it buries it. 25th. Human, the tool maker. Humans are popular because our bite isn't strong, but our impact is unmatched. Our jaws are weak, but we invented weapons. We invented machines. We invented leverage. You imagine early humans cracking bones with stones, then metal, then fire. This animal, with the strongest bite, replaced jaws with ideas. Humans remind you that intelligence reshapes strength. You've followed the animal with the strongest bite across rivers, oceans, forests, deserts, ice, and extinction itself. You've seen jaws crush bone. You've seen pressure end life. You've seen small creatures outmatch giants. And now you understand the truth. Strength is not about size. It is about force applied at the perfect moment. The strongest bite is not always the loudest, not always the fastest, not always the most visible. Sometimes it waits, sometimes it plans, sometimes it endures. And long after the sound fades, after the struggle ends, after the water stills, pressure remains. Because in nature, the final rule is simple: whatever can crush, survives.